Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain about interfaces in Java. So let's get started. What exactly are interfaces? Interfaces are an extension of abstract classes. Interfaces are an extension of abstract classes in Java. So, to understand interfaces, you need to compare the interfaces with abstract classes. Okay. So, in one of the previous sessions, I covered about these abstract classes. With the help of these abstract classes, we can achieve partial, partial implementation, or we can also call it as partial abstraction. Okay. Mainly partial abstraction, you can call partial abstraction or partial implementation. Anything is fine, but mainly partial abstraction is something that you can say for now. Okay. So using abstract classes, we can achieve partial abstraction. But coming to the interfaces, it's full abstraction. It's not partial, it's full abstraction. Full abstraction means, you see, abstract classes means partial abstraction. As interfaces are an extension of abstract classes. Okay, as interfaces are an extension of abstract classes, while abstract classes follow partial abstraction, whereas interfaces follow full abstraction. That is, if I say full means it is zero implementation. Here at least some partial implementation is there in partial abstraction of the abstract classes, but in case of interfaces there is zero implementation. Okay, in case of interfaces, there is zero implementation, that is full abstraction. Fine. So, I'll be explaining about these interfaces in a detailed manner in the coming sessions. So, okay. So, at a high level, you need to see the interfaces as full abstraction, that is zero implementation. The original purpose of okay, the actual purpose of the interfaces is is full abstraction. Okay, that is full abstraction, that is zero implementation. So when do we go for the interfaces? When do we go for the interfaces then? When you want zero implementation and full abstraction, you go for the interfaces. But what is a kind of situation that will drive you towards this interfaces? Let me give an example. For example, in our country we have RBI, right? Okay. In India we have something known as RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So one of the duty of the RBI is to, I'm just taking a real world example to explain this, guys. Okay, one of the duty of the RBI is to set the rules for the banks. No matter any number of banks can run in our country, that is India, but all these banks should follow a proper process or rules. Okay, some rules all the banks need to follow. According to the guidelines of RBI, all the banks in our country should run. Now, what the RBI will do is, RBI will define the rules. Okay. So, let's assume that in this real world example, RBI is going to create some rules for the, let's say, something known as banks. Okay. Let's say, suppose if you created this bank interface with full abstraction, that is zero implementation, in this bank interface, only declarations will be there. Only declarations part will be there. So no matter how many methods you create inside the bank, all will have only the declarations. Now the now for this bank interface, we are going to create the child classes. Like the child classes will be like, for example, HDFC Bank, let's say. Okay, you create HDFC. HDFC is a bank as a child class of this bank interface. In bank interface, there are a lot of methods only with the declarations. They don't have any implementation. So HDFC is a child class of this bank interface, which need to implement all this unimplemented methods of this bank interface. Like that, similarly, we have ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank. This bank also is a, if you make this ICICI Bank as a child class of this bank interface, you see RBI is creating this bank interface, and this bank interface need to be used by all the banks. Okay, need to be inherited by all the banks like HDFC, ICICI, SBI, whatever the banks you want. Okay, Axis, etc. So what happens when this all these child classes implement this? Inherit this bank interface, which is containing all the rules set by RBI. So they'll get the errors if they don't implement all the unimplemented abstract methods of the bank interface like that, right? So this how in real time we need interfaces, guys. Okay, this is one of the real time example. Okay, so RBI has created the bank interface, and that according to the bank interface, all these child classes need to be created. Okay, child classes containing methods are inherited from the bank interface. Okay, and they are only declared in the bank interface. All the methods inside the bank interface are not implemented. Okay, they are unimplemented in the bank interface. They will be implemented in the child classes of this interface. But here in case of abstract classes, few methods have the implementation, few methods doesn't have the implementation. But in case of interfaces, all the methods will not have implementation, zero implementation. Okay, only they will have the declaration. That is what is called as interfaces, guys. Okay, that's why I'm saying interfaces are an extension of abstract classes. They are in the next level of abstract classes, guys, as an extension, where zero implementation, that is full abstraction, is there. And the purpose of the interfaces, why when we have to go for the interfaces, when we want full abstraction and zero implementation, all the methods in the interfaces should not have the body. They should be unimplemented. So in that case, we go for the interfaces. In such kind of real world examples, we'll go for the interfaces. So in this session, I wanted to explain only the theoretical part, guys, but there are a lot of other things you need to understand about these interfaces that I'm going to cover in a step-by-step manner in the upcoming sessions. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye.